video, we're going to cover sum and difference of cubes. What we're going to do is we're going to look at the formula. We're not going to talk about where it comes from or how to derive it. We'll do that in another video. And we are going to factor this sum of cubes using the formula. Then I'm going to show you how to do it without using the formula. Personally, I can't remember this formula. I can't keep it straight, but I do know how to come up with it. And I do know how to use a method where it isn't required that you memorize this. And I think that's a better way to learn it, because then you can do it whenever you need to. It doesn't depend on whether or not you have the formula memorized. But I am going to show you how to do that, because that's something teachers will expect you to have seen in your pre-calculus class or before your pre-calculus class. All right. So what we're going to do first is we're going to rewrite this so that it looks like a sum of cubes, which is going to be pretty simple. So all I'm going to do first is I'm going to rewrite this as x cubed plus 2 cubed, because 2 cubed is equal to 8. And now I'm going to assign a and b values here. So I'm going to call x, that's going to be a, and 2 is going to be b. So if I use the formula, this is going to factor to a plus b, so it's going to be x plus 2 multiplied by a squared, which is going to be x squared, minus a times b, which is going to be x times 2, but I'm going to write that as 2x, and then plus b squared, which is going to be plus 2 squared, and there we go. So we'll just rewrite that as 4 if we want to. Now, so this is our a plus b. This is our a squared minus 2ab, and then plus b squared. So that's one way to do it if you know the formula. However, most of the time we forget how to do the formula. In pre-calculus, if you didn't learn it in Algebra 2, you will be learning long division. And if we use long division here, we can come up with this same result a slightly different way. So that's what we're going to do over here. So when I look at x cubed plus 8, most of you probably look at that and you can think of a solution right off the bat. So if I take negative 2 and I cube it, so if I do negative 2 cubed plus 8, that actually gives me 0. So negative 2 is one of the zeros. So that means that x plus 2 has to be a factor of this expression. So we're going to divide this expression by x plus 2, and what we're left with will be this x squared minus 2x plus 2 squared. So we'll have the factored form of it without ever knowing what this is. So here I'm going to write x cubed. Remember, when we do long division, we have to keep all the placeholders in there. So we don't have an x squared term, so I'm going to write this as 0x squared. We don't have an x term, so I'm going to put a placeholder as 0x, and then plus 8. So first we're going to ask ourselves, what do we have to multiply x by? To get x cubed, the answer is x squared. So we're going to put it in the same column as 0x squared. X squared times x gives us x cubed. And then we're going to multiply x squared by 2. X squared times 2 gives us 2x squared. And then we're going to subtract these. X cubed minus x cubed is 0, so we can get rid of those. 0x squared minus 2x squared gives us negative 2x squared. And then we bring down our next term. and then we're going to repeat the process. So we ask ourselves, what do we have to multiply x by to get negative 2x squared? And the answer is negative 2x. Negative 2x times x, negative 2x squared. Negative 2x times 2, negative 4x. And then we're going to subtract this. Negative 2x squared minus 2x squared gives us 0, so we don't have to write that down there. And then 0x minus negative 4x gives us positive 4x. And we'll bring the 8 down. And one more time, we have to multiply x by 4 to get 4x. So we're going to put the 4 here. 4 times x is 4x. 4 times 2 is 8. Subtract that, we get a remainder of 0, which we were expecting because x plus 2 is a factor. So this here and this here tells us that x cubed plus 8 has to equal x plus 2 times x squared minus 2x plus 4. And you'll notice that this right here is the same exact thing we got when we use the formula. You'll do enough of this long division in pre-calc this year that this algorithm is probably going to stick in your brain longer than this formula does right here.